The internet is on fire tonight, and if you haven't heard yet, then buckle up, because this is the kind of hip-hop drama that leaves timelines in shambles. Cardi B has officially thrown gasoline on the flames of her rivalry with Nicki Minaj. Yes, you heard me right. Cardi didn't just drop a new song, she dropped a direct diss aimed squarely at Nicki. And she didn't stop there. After the track sent shockwaves through fan bases, Cardi hopped on X and left the internet with one line that had everybody gagging. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why the album is called Am I the Drama? Good night, everybody! Stay with me until the end of this video and watch the clip to see exactly how this all unfolded, because this is one scandal you cannot scroll past.
People have made this whole story that I came in the industry to take over somebody's career or make.
For years, fans have debated whether Cardi and Nicki's feud was cooling down or if it was simply lying dormant, waiting for one explosive moment to resurface. And tonight, it seems Cardi decided to give the world her answer. With just a few bars, she managed to ignite the rap battlefield all over again. The line? I will make your fave artist sing all night only to say crap. And let me tell you, people knew exactly who she was talking about. The internet exploded within minutes of the track dropping. Barbs were out in full force defending Nicki, while Bardi Gang celebrated their queen for not holding back. Memes, TikToks, reaction videos, they all went viral in the span of hours. But what makes this even more dramatic is the way Cardi doubled down. By posting that mic drop message on X, she made it crystal clear that this wasn't a subliminal. This wasn't a coincidence. This was a statement. Now let's put this into context. Cardi's upcoming album, Am I the Drama?, has already been dominating conversations. The title alone suggested she was about to air things out, but fans didn't know just how messy she was willing to get. And now, it feels like the album is not just music, it's a declaration of war. Cardi herself confirmed it with her post. This is why the album is called Am I the Drama? That's not just branding, that's a challenge. But here's where things get interesting. While Cardi has no problem throwing verbal punches, Nicki has a reputation for never staying quiet when her name is in the mix. The last time these two clashed publicly, it ended in a headline-dominating confrontation that fans still talk about years later. So the million-dollar question tonight is this: how will Nicki respond? Will she ignore Cardi's jab, or will she fire back with her own lyrical bombshell? Fans are already speculating. Some say Nicki will drop a track in retaliation. Others believe she'll address it on social media in her signature sharp, calculated way. But if there's one thing we've learned about this rivalry, it's that silence is rarely an option. And let's not forget, this is bigger than just two women trading bars. The hip-hop industry thrives on moments like this. Every diss, every clapback, every sly post, it all fuels the narrative, and it all keeps fans glued to their screens. Record sales skyrocket, streams shoot through the roof, and suddenly the entire culture is talking about one thing: who's on top? The tension is thicker than ever, and if history has taught us anything, we're not just watching a moment, we're witnessing a chapter in one of hip-hop's most infamous feuds. And tonight, it feels like that chapter is about to turn the page in the most dramatic way possible. But the story doesn't stop here. Because while Cardi may have just delivered one of the boldest dices of her career, there are layers to why this matters right now. From her album rollout, to her relationship with her fans, to the way Nicki's own career is positioned at this very moment, the timing of this diss couldn't be more explosive. And trust me, you're going to want to know exactly why Cardi chose now to take this swing. So let's talk timing. Why now? Why did Cardi B decide to stir the pot in such a public way, when she could have easily dropped her album without a single direct diss? Well, the answer might lie in the fact that Am I the Drama? Is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated projects of her career. Cardi knows the music world is watching, and she understands that controversy sells. By making Nicki Minaj a focal point of this rollout, she isn't just releasing an album, she's creating a cultural moment. And when Cardi creates a moment, the whole industry pays attention. Think about it. Cardi has always been strategic. From her earliest days on Love Hip Hop to her breakout hit Bodak Yellow, she understood that hype, drama, and authenticity could all exist together. This latest move is no different. By openly taunting Nicki, Cardi is forcing people to pick sides, to debate, to tweet, and to stream. And if there's one thing you don't want as an artist, it's to be ignored. With this diss, Cardi ensured she'll be the center of every hip-hop conversation for weeks. But let's not act like this is happening in a vacuum. Nicki Minaj herself has been dominating headlines for years, and her fan base, the Barbs, is notoriously protective. Every time Cardi makes a move, the Barbs are ready to pounce, dissect, and respond. And they didn't disappoint this time. Within minutes of Cardi's track dropping, social media lit up with tweets defending Nicki, calling Cardi obsessed and accusing her of using Nicki's name for clout. But on the flip side, Bardi Gang came through swinging, saying that Cardi is simply speaking her truth and reminding the world why she's a powerhouse in her own right. And here's where it gets juicy. Some industry insiders are whispering that Nicki has something big planned for early 2026, a new project that could directly compete with Cardi's momentum. If that's true, then this diss isn't just shade, it's preemptive warfare. Cardi may be signaling that she's not afraid of whatever Nicki has cooking, and in fact, she's daring her to step up. But it's not just about music, it's about legacy. Cardi knows that fans and critics alike have long compared her career to Nicki's. Every chart position, every award, every cosign, it's always framed as Cardi versus Nicki. And while that might frustrate both women, it also fuels the narrative. By dropping this diss, Cardi isn't just firing at Nicki. She's claiming her own lane, saying, "I don't care who came before me, I'm the one setting the tone now." Now let's talk about Cardi's infamous X post. That line, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is why the album is called Am I the Drama? Good night, everybody," wasn't just a clever sign-off. It was a mic drop moment that told the world, I know exactly what I'm doing. Cardi leaned into the drama, branded herself as the center of it, and then walked away, leaving fans and haters to argue all night long. That's not just pettiness, that's marketing genius. And it's working. Streaming numbers for Cardi's new track spiked immediately after the diss went viral. Reaction channels on YouTube are posting hourly breakdowns. TikTok is flooded with edits, skits, and dance videos tied to the diss. And the more people talk about it, the bigger Cardi's spotlight grows. In other words, she didn't just release a song, she engineered a cultural event. But here's where the tension really tightens. Everyone is waiting for Nicki. Because let's be real, Cardi throwing a shot is one thing. But Nicki responding? That could flip the entire industry upside down. Some say Nicki is above responding, that she'll let her numbers and her legacy speak for themselves. Others insist she won't let this slide because she never has before. And if Nicki fires back, then ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a full-blown rap war. One that could dominate headlines well into 2026. And just when you think it can't get any messier, fans are digging into old interviews, tweets, and behind-the-scenes stories, trying to piece together the timeline of this beef. Some are saying Cardi has been holding on to receipts for years, waiting for the perfect moment to use them. Others believe this diss is just the beginning, and that Cardi has even bigger bombs to drop in the rest of her album. Which leads us to the next big question. Is this feud really about personal animosity, or is it about control of the rap throne? Because make no mistake, this isn't just two women exchanging shade. This is about power, influence, and the future of female rap. When Cardi B dropped that line, "I will make your fave artist sing all night only to say crap," the internet lost its collective mind. Fans immediately started dissecting every word, every pause, every bar, convinced that Cardi had layered more than just one jab in her verse. And honestly, they might not be wrong. Cardi has a way of disguising shade in clever punchlines, and this track is loaded with lines that fans swear are aimed directly at Nicki. One theory that spread like wildfire on X was that the Sing All Night line wasn't just a dig at Nicki's artistry. It was a subtle nod to her past collaborations, suggesting Nicki will jump on anything just to stay relevant. Bardi Gang insists this was Cardi calling her rival out for clout chasing, while the Barbs clapped back saying Nicki is the culture and doesn't need anyone's approval. Either way, the debate only fueled the fire. But it doesn't stop there. Fans also point out that Cardi's playful sign-off, "Am I the drama?" wasn't just her trolling the internet. It was her acknowledging the elephant in the room, that she and Nicki will always be linked, no matter what they do. Cardi is embracing the narrative, owning it and weaponizing it. She's essentially saying, if I'm going to be painted as the villain in this story, then I'll be the most unforgettable villain you've ever seen. Now, let's get into the cultural side of this. Because whether you love Cardi or hate her, you can't deny the impact. Social media is buzzing. Blogs are posting nonstop, and hip-hop fans around the world are locked into this feud. In fact, the conversation has stretched beyond music. People are debating what this beef means for women in rap as a whole. Some argue it's tearing the community apart, while others say it's energizing the culture, keeping female rap at the forefront of mainstream conversations. And here's the kicker: this isn't happening in isolation. Cardi knows exactly how to amplify her moments. She's not just dropping music, she's setting the internet ablaze. From the visuals she teased on Instagram to her fiery engagement on X, every move is calculated to maximize attention. She's building a storyline, and like a reality show you can't stop watching, people are hooked. Meanwhile, Nicki Minaj's silence is almost as loud as Cardi's diss. Fans are watching her every move, analyzing her likes, her posts, even her absence. Will she clap back? Will she drop a track? Or will she take the high road and let Cardi burn herself out? That question alone is fueling thousands of tweets per hour. And you know what? Cardi probably loves it. Because whether Nicki responds or not, Cardi has already won the spotlight. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Some insiders are whispering that this feud could shift the direction of female rap entirely. If Nicki responds, it could ignite one of the most iconic beefs in hip-hop history, cementing both women's legacies forever. But if she doesn't, Cardi could emerge as the undisputed voice of her era, free to dominate without direct competition. Of course, the fans have their own theories. Some believe this is all part of a bigger plan, that behind the scenes, the two women know the beef fuels both of their careers, that every diss, every tweet, every headline is secretly benefiting both sides. Could Cardi and Nicki actually be frenemies playing the industry like a chessboard? Or is the tension as raw and personal as it seems? And let's not forget the role of streaming platforms. Every feud, every clapback, every viral clip translates into numbers, streams, views, downloads. And in today's industry, numbers equal power. Cardi knows this. Nicki knows this. And the fans? They're the fuel that keeps this machine running. But maybe the real question isn't who wins the battle. It's who controls the narrative. Because in 2025, perception is everything. And right now, Cardi is the one pulling the strings, turning every headline, every reaction, every bit of backlash into proof that she is the drama. The industry is on edge. Behind the glitz and the headlines, this Cardi versus Nicki saga has executives, producers, and even other rappers choosing sides, quietly or loudly. Labels know that female rap is dominating charts right now, and the last thing anyone wants is a feud that overshadows the music. But here's the truth. Controversy sells, and this particular storm is bringing in streams, attention, and money like never before. Celebrities have also started chiming in. Some, like Megan Thee Stallion, have remained strategically silent, aware that any comment could drag them into the firestorm. Others, like JT and BIA, who already had beef with Cardi, have thrown subtle shade on social media, hinting that they stand closer to Nicki. Meanwhile, Cardi's allies, like Offset, despite their rocky history and a few producers she's worked with, are dropping likes and comments to show their loyalty. It's messy, and fans are screenshotting everything. Even brands are watching closely. Cardi B, with her massive influence, has deals that could be impacted if she gets too controversial. But ironically, the drama makes her even more marketable. She's the talk of the internet, and for brands hungry for attention, that visibility is priceless. Nicki, too, benefits from this storm. Whether she answers Cardi or not, her name is being mentioned in every headline, every video, every tweet. It's the kind of exposure money can't buy. And while the public sees this as a feud between two artists, insiders see it as a clash of empires. Cardi represents the new wave of rap, breaking records, staying viral, and embodying the internet age. Nicki, on the other hand, represents longevity, legacy, and the traditional hold on the crown. It's more than music. It's a generational showdown. But here's where it gets wild. Fans aren't just arguing about the lyrics. They're digging up old interviews, resurfacing past beefs, and piecing together a timeline of shade that stretches back years. Every old video, every subtle comment is now being reframed as proof that this feud was always destined to explode. It's like a hip-hop conspiracy board, and social media is eating it up. And yet, in the middle of all this, Cardi is thriving. Her album, Am I the Drama, is surging on the charts, breaking streaming records day after day. Fans are replaying the diss track, analyzing it, sharing it, keeping it alive in the algorithm. Cardi has turned a single lyric into a full-blown cultural moment. That's not just artistry, that's strategy. Meanwhile, whispers about Nicki's next move are getting louder. Sources close to her camp hint that she's working on something big, whether it's a song, a project, or a full-on clapback. And that possibility has the industry holding its breath. Because if Nicki responds with the same venom Cardi just unleashed, we could be looking at one of the biggest female rap battles of all time. The fans are divided. Some want peace, begging both women to stop the back and forth and focus on the music. Others, they're craving the smoke. They want bars, diss tracks, and history in the making. And Cardi's boldness has already set the stage. Now everyone's waiting to see if Nicki will step into the arena. But here's the twist. Even if Nicki stays silent, Cardi's diss has already shifted the culture. The conversation isn't about whether women can coexist in rap anymore. It's about who has the power, who can dominate, and who can turn drama into legacy. Cardi is forcing the world to face that question, and no matter what happens next, she's already carved her name deeper into the story of hip-hop.